Nice.
Good, good. All right, excellent. Good morning, Norm. All right, guys, let's get to it. We had a pretty interesting day.
Did you start YouTube? It's not rolling yet. It could just be a delay, but
Yeah, it could just be a delay because I show it on
okay.
here. So let's see.
Okay.
All right, guys. So yeah, yesterday's watch list. Let's get into that. It was a very difficult day yesterday, guys. It was not easy. So if you had a hard time, you were not the only one. It just seemed there was a lot of chop going on in a lot of the stocks we were watching. Here's Apple. Apple had a again great pre-market action, very active, but at the open, you did get this fake out. Looked like it was going to take off and comes right back down, slamming down to the lows of the pre-market. Well, not the lows of the pre-market, but we had this level 115. I mentioned this. This was a good level because we kept testing that in the pre-market. Now the low of the pre-market was a little bit lower, all the way at 114, but we knew this 115 level was going to be important for Apple as how many times they had tested it in the pre-market, and it did just that. Came slamming down to that level, found some support here, but man, it kept struggling to take off past the VWAP. I mean, it took some time to actually get going. It was very choppy, very difficult to get some action going here. Finally, it did start to break out here. Even on this break, look at the pullback. The pullback comes right below the VWAP. So again, it's just tough to hold through that, especially if it's going below the VWAP. Eventually, we did get a beautiful breakout here. It does get towards the high of the day. It drops down again, but it continues to roll nicely here. But again, not a easy stock at all here. Let's go over to TRIL. This one here, again, just pure chop, guys. You got a couple of scalping opportunities there right off the bat. But then aside from that, it just became pure choppiness. Look at the wicks you're getting here. You didn't really get any flow or any direction at all. It did drop down on if you zoom out looking at it after the fact, but if you look at this price action, it was just not clean at all. Here's Tesla. Tesla also again decent pre-market action, but at the open, another one that was also not that clean. Again, it was a very tough day yesterday. You did get a beautiful play here, the breakout of the high of the pre-market at 357.39. That was a nice pop there. You did get some continuation, and then just comes right back down. It just dances around the VWAP for a little bit until it loses the low of the day. Eventually, after hitting this 343, it did settle in nicely. Look at the nice, beautiful pop here, all the way back to the high of the day. And Tesla today, I tweeted on this earlier. This one is looking amazing right now already. Will definitely be on our list. Look how beautiful this pre-market action is looking on Tesla already this morning. We also have work on deck. Work again, another one that was also very, very choppy. Those first 10 minutes were not great. It did settles down, but again, it's just choppy action all around. Yesterday, Piton was another one, gave you a nice open range breakdown on the 5 minute. And then that's all we got. And this was actually my trade here. I did get in a little bit late because I wanted to wait for confirmation. But then again, just shoots right back up, got stopped out at break even. And then from there, it's just again, look at the chop one more time. So again, not an easy day. DraftKings actually was one of the ones that was a little bit cleaner. This one did drop nicely, very clean here. It was able to find somewhat of a double bottom here. And I think if I'm not mistaken, I think Peter took this long. He took an amazing trade here, long here, and you can see how beautiful this played out. So again, this was one of the better trading stocks yesterday from everything that we had. So with that said, let's see what we have today this morning on our gappers list. On the green, we do have quite a bit on here. A couple of stocks that we've been watching closely. Obviously, Tesla, Workhorse, Piton, and DraftKings have all been on this gapping up list for some time now. So we'll see what's going on there. And then gapping down, we have a GameStop gapping down huge today. ATNX, not a great trading stock. So we probably won't spend too much time on that one. And Nikola is also gapping down nicely this morning. So we'll get into that in a second. But first, let's go over to the market pulse and see what's happening there.
Yeah, good morning, Carlos. We are essentially flat on the SPY. We're up 0.5% on the Qs. As far as sectors go, tech is up about 0.5%. Communications up 0.7. Utilities and biotech are down a little bit. So we've got a few sectors that are doing well here. Oh, and semiconductors are up a little bit as well. So anyway, it's interesting. We just had data come out on jobs, and jobless claims came in at 884,000. They were expecting 846, so a little bit higher than expected. And actually, it ticked up a little higher than jobless claims. from last week. Also, continuing claims came in at 3.385 million, which was higher than the last number, and also higher than estimates of 12.925. So markets kind of dropped a little bit on that news, but now they've recovered that, and they're bouncing again and turned green on the SPY. So should be interesting to see what happens as we digest this. We really don't have much more info coming out today. 10 a.m. we've got wholesale inventories, but that is it, my man.
All right, thank you, Norm. All right, guys, let's get to this list this morning, see what we can get here. Let's start with what's, oops, that's not what I want to do. Let's delete this. All right, get rid of that. Well, you know what? We're going to keep Tesla because I like Tesla. Tesla's actually really good today. Going to be the
It's on
first
our list
one on my
anyway.
list. Yep, it's right on here, guys. This is a good one. And then is that yep, here we go. Then let's look at what's gapping down today. ATNX. So this one here, guys, typically not a great trading stock. It's been on a gapping list quite a bit here. But again, if you look at the intraday plays, it is a horrible trading stock. So for that reason, I don't plan on watching it today. It has a nice drop of 9.1 this morning, already a short selling restriction. But again, very light on the volume. Also looking at this, usually less than 1.3 million shares on a regular basis. So I'm going to skip on that one. Again, numbers look good, gapping down, volume looks good. But everything else on the chart does not look great on this one. NKLA, this one, man, this one is on a roll this morning, guys. Look at the volume. Look at the drop we're getting here, down almost 9%. Had a very rough day yesterday as well. And actually, this one, I don't know if we looked at this one. I might have taken this one off my list, and that was definitely a mistake because out of all the stocks, this was a great trading stock yesterday. Look at the drop here. Again, without looking at the spread and the actual price action, this traded very clean yesterday. So if you had this on your list, hopefully you took advantage of that. Norm, big drop again today. What's the deal with this one?
On NKL, sorry, I've got somebody coming to the house. They just called me. I wasn't expecting that, so I got thrown a little bit.
No worries.
I know it got some news previously on the GM deal, so I think it's just pulling back a little bit from that. I haven't seen anything specific. Maybe something's out there that I'm missing, but I don't see anything other than that recent news, and maybe it's just pulling back a little bit on it.
All right, gotcha. Guys, we got some good volume on this one. I'm loving the pre-market action right now. Price action sitting right at this beautiful level here on the daily, 38.53. I'm going to mark that down because it's just screaming at us. So let's see what it does there, if it's going to bounce from there or head lower. But definitely,
that's right.
Yep.
So there's a one of these there's a Hindenburg Research, which, you've got Citron and Spruce Point and all these people. They put out these research pieces on companies. They put a hit piece out on Nikola. Thank you, Kevin Z, for reminding me. I did see that earlier, so thank you.
Yeah, that will definitely do it. So again, we're seeing the effects of that this morning, dropping down here, as you can see. Let's look at GME. So GME, guys, not a great trading stock. Yesterday sold off for the most part of the day. But even on the sell-off, let's just look at the stock trade. This is the entire intraday trade for yesterday, right? So just look at how this trades. It's not clean. You have maybe one drop here, one opportunity for opening range breakdown, but then again, just nothing happening after that. And this is typically what you get out of GameStop, unless there's some real significant news driving it. We do have we mentioned earnings on this one, right? Yesterday.
Yeah, they had earnings last night, and they were terrible. A lot of people wonder how this is possibly still in business. If you look on TI right there at the bottom right of your screen, their short float is recorded as 115%. So obviously that's not possible. But yeah, their earnings were worse than expected. They're doing everything they can to stay in business. They actually declared themselves as an essential business when everybody shut down at the start of the COVID pandemic. And they got sued by a couple of states for doing so, forcing them to close. So they're fighting tooth and nail to stay alive.
Yeah, I mean, come on now. Essential business. Let's not kid ourselves here. These guys getting hurting. And again, even with this news of the earnings coming out, I still believe the stock is not going to trade well. I mean, it is just a crappy intraday trading stock. So I'm gonna put it here just as a possible. I don't think it'll even stay there, to be honest. This stock just doesn't trade well. All right, let's move along here over to we looked at NKLA, PRPL. This one is what's the deal with this one? What do we have here? I don't have my volume information coming in on my montage yet. On the daily, does not look like it has a lot of volume anyways. It's very light. The daily chart doesn't look all that great. I can't tell how much they have. Oh, here we are, 598 a thousand right now as volume traded, down 3.9. Again, guys, it's okay. Is the pre-market action is not
On a
great. The
secondary.
numbers, there we go. That's what I needed. Definitely not gonna add this one on there. All right, let's see what's gapping up this morning. VRTU, guys, leading the way. Looks like a buyout, really, at the moment, up 24%, 498. But there's really no action happening here at all. So I'm going to skip on this one. 28 million shares float. Normal, unless you tell me it's a different story besides a buyout. The pre-market
Yeah,
is
that's exactly.
not looking good.
You're good.
And even if it wasn't a buyout, look how horrible this thing is. You do not want to be trading this stock. Look at the daily, look at the volume, less than a million shares on a given basis. This is not what you want to watch. PENN, PENN here. This one is gapping up 5.9. Pre-market looking okay. 200,000 shares traded at the moment. I like the daily a little bit here. We've been consolidating between what seems to be 53, 59, and 58. We're breaking out of this range this morning with some pretty okay volume. Worth watching this one. Norm, any news on this one?
Well, they got an upgrade out of Rosenblatt with an $80 price target, and you got the NFL opening up tonight. So, combination of those two.
Yeah, and I know DraftKings is on here as well, up 2.8. Actually, let's look at that one next. Let's get rid of all these levels. We have a lot now with the highs and lows from the last two trading days. So we're up 2.5.
They
They
got
had
you
a
covered.
decent. Yes, right. They got you covered, baby. They had a great day yesterday. Again, one of the cleaning trade, more the one of the ones that traded the cleanest yesterday. As you can see here, they give some back towards the end of the day, but at the beginning of the day, traded very well, very well. So I like what I'm seeing here. Hopefully, we can see something like that of DraftKings today. DKNG, we'll add that on here. Bring this back. There we go. So we'll add that on here and see what action we can continue here from this one. All right, let's go back up. We do have Tesla already. BBBY is on here. This one is gapping up 4.9, 191,000. Again, I'm not a big fan of this one, guys. It doesn't trade very well. Look at the action yesterday. Looks like they might be having some kind of news today because typically their pre-market action is very, very dull. And they got some volume coming in today.
Yeah,
Norm, is it anything?
they got an upgrade with an $18 price target.
Okay. So again, that could move things a little bit. I'm still going to put it next to GME here because I believe this stock is one that even with some news like that, it doesn't trade very well. So we'll see what happens. Piton was trading great. Yesterday had a really, really bad day. Again, just look at the mess on Piton yesterday. So today they are up 3.4, 390,000 traded so far, and we are breaking out of this most recent highs over at 92, 74 or so. Actually, I think that was the all-time high as well. So there's some potential here. I'm going to add it on there. Let's see if it can trade better than what it did yesterday. But aside from that, aside from yesterday, if you look at the intraday trades before yesterday, we did have some pretty good days on Piton here, especially on 9/8. This would have been Tuesday, I believe. Man, this was amazing. Look at the pop here. And a lot of stuff was dropping on this date here. This thing was doing very, very well. So we'll add it on there. And I'm going to do one more. And then we'll head over to you, Norm, in the chat. Let's look at LI is a recent IPO. I'm not going to add this one on there. I don't like the daily. We don't have a lot of history on it right now. Pre-market is not looking great neither. So I'm going to avoid this one for the moment. RKT, we know really quickly that this is one that again, just the pre-market open have not been great. We're not seeing anything great yesterday neither. But yesterday, a lot of stocks are not looking great at the open. So I'm not going to judge it too much by that. But so far from what I watched, it's not the best opening trading stock. So I'm going to skip on that one. We'll do one more since we have a workhorse here. Workhorse at the moment, this one 570,000. We are up 2.3. Choppy pre-market action yesterday, but it did recover nicely towards the end. And there's some moves here after hours as well. So we got a nice little pop here going into the close of the day. That might be worth putting as a possible for now. Norm, what do you like on your end today?
Nothing that we haven't gone over really. The only thing I would say is maybe Apple. You know, it's been in play,
Hmm.
but I like what we've got on our list to slim that down a little bit.
Apple does look good, guys. Great pre-market action right now. We're trying to get a little bit of a bounce going on here off this 112.75 level that we had on. So that's the low for the last for these two trading days here. Yeah, worth watching. Good pre-market action right now. All right, let's start with our chat room. See what we got going on here, guys. What do you guys like this morning? Let's scroll up, see what we got. All right, let's see. BBY over, yeah, we have that one. I have that one as a possible. Again, not the best trading stock. Neo, let's take a look at that one. All right, we got two giving us Neo. Yeah, Neo has a good pre-market action, some great volume, up 2.4. I do like the daily on it as well. So yeah, let's watch Neo. Let's put Neo on here. All right. What else, guys? Zoom. We haven't watched Zoom in a while. At least I haven't. Zoom this morning, good volume, 102, up 2.4. Pre-market action starting to get going here after 7:45. We're seeing some action coming in, so that's good. And we do have some room to run here. This thing hitting all the way up to 470, unbelievable, 477 here. So we do have some levels we can hit towards the top. Looks like we're rounding now here in the off this 347. So I do like the daily. I do like the pre-market action on Zoom. I'm gonna make some room here. I'm gonna add this on here as well. Thank you for that one. RKT. Did we look? Yeah, we looked at RKT. You can add RKT if you like trading this stock. For me, I like trading. I love trading the open. I'm looking for this opening range breakouts, and this one seems to be one that I haven't had any luck with. Hasn't been trading very well on open range breakups, and then later on it'll give you a nice trading day. Now, yesterday doesn't count. Yesterday, a lot of stuff was choppy for the first hour or so. But if you look at RKT on other occasions, you got some pretty good trading out of it. Look at it here, right? Settles down 15 minutes later, half an hour later, gives this beautiful pop, hits the high of the pre-market, and then continues to trade nicely, right? But the open spin like this a little bit rough. So if you like this one, please add it. I'm not going to add it to my list, guys. I'm going to stay away from it now. But if anything great happens that we must keep an eye on, then I'll definitely bring it back. All right, let's take a look at OSTK. OSTK is a dangerous stock, guys. Be very careful with this one. It has not changed. It still trades very wild. The spread can be very nasty. And I know it's nasty now. And what we mean by nasty, guys, this is almost a what, 50, it's 40-cent spread here. So that's the type of spread that you can see even at the open. It might get a little bit better, but just be careful with this one. Right now, the pre-market action is not giving us anything all that great or exciting at the moment. The daily looks great, like it's trying to get a bounce and break out of this area of. We have some resistance levels. We're slightly above that, maybe trying to get higher here. But for the most part, this stock is one that the spread is just horrible. So I'm going to not add this one for right now. Let's take a look at Nvidia. Let's take a look what we have here. So Nvidia at the moment, this one pretty nice. I like the daily on it as well. Again, a lot of these stocks coming back here, getting a little push up after selling down in the last couple of days pretty nicely here. So again, kind of recovering a little bit. I do like Nvidia. Maybe it's a possible for now because I do like Apple a whole lot better pre-market wise, right? So I kind of put these two in the same boat here. And if you look at Nvidia, you look at Apple, I'll go with Apple today because again, the pre-market, the volume, everything's looking a lot better on Apple. Does not mean that if you're used to trading in Nvidia, you should have that one on because it does look great today as well. AMD looks good too, guys. AMD also looks good. Pre-market starting to get going here. I'm gonna just add it as a possible because I have way too many already. But this one looks good. Workhorse, I believe we have. Yes, we do have Workhorse. A little bit choppy on the pre-market at the moment. Their day looks great, but again, a little bit of a chop here. We are getting some good volume, almost 600,000. So we'll keep it on here. We'll take a look at it before we completely take it off the list or add it or keep it. We'll see. Work. Let's take a look at work. Oops. Here we go. All right, so work had a nice drop yesterday. We saw that. Pre-market right now, we're getting some action. Again, I'm not seeing anything great, only up 1.1 at the moment. And usually when you get these drops like this, you start kind of chopping around sideways. We've seen that so many times. We saw it with Intel. We saw it with many stocks that drop, 20, 30%. It just kind of tend to go sideways a little bit. I'm gonna put my money that's what this is going to do today. I don't think we're gonna get a great recovery off the bat. Again, this is just going based off what other stocks do when they drop like this. We could be completely wrong, and this thing could take off and be the best trading stock today. But looking at it right now, even the pre-market, I'm not seeing anything all that great, only up 1%. If that gets better and we start breaking out of this pre-market high from yesterday, then maybe we can start looking at this a little bit more. And again, if we did not have such a great list like we have now, like Tesla, NKLA is amazing, guys. PEN is looking pretty good. DraftKings has potential here on the daily. Peloton has potential on the daily. The pre-market not looking great. Apple looks amazing. Look at Neo. Neo also has a great volume, good pre-market action, also great daily. Something like a workhorse or anything like that could be on the list. But again, we have some ones here that are looking a lot better this morning, so we're going to prioritize that. All right, let's head back up. What else do we have? One more RH. RH is one of these other stocks, guys. It's very risky. I do not trade the stock. I traded it once, maybe a couple of times, and man, every time I got nailed and killed on it. The spread is horrible. The price action is very difficult to read. I don't think it is a low flow stock, but it moves like one. Actually, it is a low flow stock,
Yeah.
17.3. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a very, very tough stock to trade, guys. I stay away from this one. I don't care what's happening with it. It's up 20%. It's got 110,000 shares traded, but again, it is a brutal stock for intraday trading. That's just that's the best way to put it. All right, let's see what else we have here. Norm's dogs agrees. Yes, he does. You can see he's crying over there. The minute I
Yeah,
mentioned RH.
I've got dog problems. I'm gonna have to hop off here in a second. If they get too loud, you'll have to do announcements. I apologize.
No worries, man. We got you covered. No worries. All right. What else, guys? AMD we looked at. I think we covered our chat room. Let's look at YouTube. What do we have here, guys? So AMD is on deck. Yeah, we have that one. RH again, guys. This is stock that I'm gonna stay away from. So just if you are gonna trade this, be careful.
Yeah,
It's
RH
very
moves wildly.
it's insane. It's insane. And please look at the spread. The spread could easily be $1.50 on that. So be careful. All right, YTEN. YTEN. We looked at this one before in the past. Y10. Let's take a look here. What do we have going on with it this morning? All right, so we got some good pre-market action. A lower price stock. The daily looks horrible, guys. This daily here, look at this. This is a really bad daily chart. So I don't think I'm going to keep this on deck given what we have in our, what's the flow? 1.8, very low flow stocks. We're not going to bother with this one. But if you do like trading low flow stocks, or if you're good at it, if you have an edge, if you have a strategy, by all means, this is in play 5.9, 95% up this morning. So very, very, very nice stock as far as those numbers. But again, be mindful, it is a low flow stock. ITCI, this is one I took off my list yesterday and it traded very well. I believe it was Brian who took a trade on this one. Let's look at the action yesterday. He had a nice little drop here, lost the pre-market lows as you can see here, and it became a beautiful short. I think and Brian got in somewhere in this area here. So again, sometimes stocks trade very well. This one did that. This one is down 3.3 pre-market, looking like nothing like it had yesterday. Yesterday, this pre-market action was so clean. We're not getting that today, right? So it's down 3.3. We do have inventory for short. I'm gonna put it on here in case we get some kind of continuation. Maybe we'll do some levels for it just to be prepared. But the pre-market's not looking all that great right now. But I do like the daily possible continuation towards the bottom here. Look at the drop this thing got. Went all the way down to 27, and then recover there. Yeah, Tesla guys, we have on deck, so that we have that. So and please don't spam the chat. We appreciate it. Your message will be deleted. All right, what else we got, guys? I think that's pretty much it. One more. Let's see.
You got a few minutes.
Yeah, we got some time here, so we could do some more if you guys have. ITCI, yep. Brown bag ITCI fundamentals doesn't look good. Yeah, I bet they don't. OSTK. OSTK is popping on news. All right, let's look at OSTK. OSTK here. Let's see. What's the news on OSTK? Yeah, I see it's taking off here nicely right now. It's got some good volume coming in. 20,000 shares at the moment on this 5-minute. So that's good. OSTK. We'll add that one here. Here we go. OSTK. What else we have? All right, we got one more, mRNA. mRNA, let's take a look here. Very light on the volume right now, guys. I'm not seeing a whole lot. Only 36,000 shares traded right now. So that's too light at the moment. Pretty much flat. Their daily's interesting though. It's trying to come back here a little bit. So if they can break out, they could probably get some potential towards the top here. But right now, pre-market's too low on volume. VRTU, I believe we looked at early. This is a buyout. So again, the numbers look great. 473,000. But again, it's a buyout. So you're not really going to get a whole lot of action on this one. All right, we got a few minutes. We can answer that. Carlos, when we say the pre-market action is not clean, what criteria do you look for? So it's basically the price action. Let me show you. Well, this is obviously an extreme, but this right here is not a clean pre-market action. You see how things are just not flowing, right? This is not a clean pre-market action. Tesla, this is a very clean pre-market action. You have a lot of candles with some big bodies in here, right? Usually a non-clean pre-market action will have a lot of big wicks. This one here, that's a beautiful pre-market action. It almost looks like the market is open for Tesla right now. That's how clean they are trading. So when we say NKLA also has a great pre-market action, look how clean the range is being built here. And usually that happens when you have a lot of volume going through it, which is important for us. We need volume with our style of trading. PEN has a decent daily, but the pre-market action here is not that great. You see how choppy this is right now? And how the candles are being formed. So it's not a great pre-market action, but their daily looks great. So we got some potential here. They also have some news behind it, right? With things opening up in the sports side. So that can help them a bit. Same thing with DraftKings. If it was not for that or their daily, we probably wouldn't have this one on here. Peloton's not looking great. A little bit choppy here. Let's look at Apple. Apple is amazing. Great pre-market action on Apple. Neo from here down, right between 510 and 710. That's a horrible pre-market action. But now from 730 on, you're starting to get some real nice movement here. And if you look down, it's when the volume starts coming in, right? Heavy volume is gonna sometimes create a good pre-market action. Zoom prior to 740, horrible pre-market action. This is just horrendous. And then after 745, volume starts coming in. You start getting a nice flow of things, right? And sometimes you have a pre-market action where you have tons of volume, and all you get is this because you have these one candles where people are dropping block trades. That's a horrible pre-market action. We don't want to see that. All right, excellent, guys. Let's go over to announcements, and we'll come back and fine tune this list. So far, we have a very good watch list, I have to say.
Yeah, it's not bad today. So this is the slide. Oh, Peter. Peter did his success webinar on how he trades IPOs last night with his rules and some examples and all that. Should be posted today on the site. And then next week, he's talking about VWAP trading and his lightning bolt pattern strategy that a number of people have been using. So since he did, it's a repeat to a degree, but since a number of people have been trying that out, that they can maybe get a little more info and dive deeper into that. That'll be next week at 8 p.m. Wednesday night. Creda's webinar should be up from Tuesday, and then next week we'll have Town Hall with Dr. Kat talking about best and worst trading moments in our psychology series. All right, guys, so the trade of the week / trade of the day, we are now giving away a top-of-the-line iPhone, whatever the latest model is. When that gets updated, and it's not this week, it's not this Apple event, or next week, excuse me, it's going to be the October Apple event where they release the iPhone. Anyway, you can get the new one when that flips and the new cycle comes out. But so flip the slide if you would. So what you do is you take the best trade you had of the day, take screenshots of it, mark it up with why you took it, explain your strategy, entries, exits, all that, post it to Twitter. You want to tag at Bearable Traders, at Mike B_BBT, and at NormBBT. Use hashtag BBT family, hashtag day trading, and hashtag stock market. Winner will be announced for the weekly one. It'll be announced every day for the week in the closing bell show. And then the weekly one will be announced Monday, closing bell show. We simulcast on YouTube and on Twitter. That person will then be given a week. There are rules to put together a playbook, a recap using the DAS replay feature. If you don't have that, don't worry. We'll loan you a version of DAS to do it. And you also trade book. You can find all the rules on the You can find all the rules in the forum for that. So really looking forward to this. We've had a ton of great reception to it, a ton of great trades. So look forward to seeing all you guys. Great stuff coming out. Anyway, let's see here. If you're watching us on YouTube and haven't been in the chat, you can do so at a discount. Use the promo code premarket24. That'll get you a discount off the intro, which is 7 calendar days, 5 trading days in the room, unless there's a holiday. It doesn't auto renew or turn into any kind of membership. It also gives you access to Carlos's onboarding class that he does each and every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. If you want to upgrade your membership or become a lifetime member, use the promo code LABOR35. That will get you 35% off the one-time membership.
All right, excellent. Thank you, Norm. All right, guys, let's get to our list. Let's scan this first and see what we have here. Let's start with Tesla is definitely on our list. I mean, this thing is just amazing right now. We'll keep that one on there. NKLA is very good as well. Great pre-market action, very clean here. PEN, not so clean at the moment, but I do like the data. I do like the news behind it. So I'm inclined to keep it on here for now, at least. Maybe out of these two, out of DraftKings and PEN, maybe we'll keep one. Which one looks slightly better? I want to say, maybe DraftKings. Nah, Penn, they're both right there. You know what? I'm just for the heck of it. I'm gonna just to make some room. We'll put DraftKings down. We'll keep PEN. We've been watching DraftKings for some time, so DKNG. We'll bring that down as possible, and we'll keep Penn up here today. They got a nice breakout of 5.6. Are we going to get a good continuation here? Here's Piton this morning. Their action's a little bit choppy. I do like their data. They're breaking all-time highs here. We'll do some levels for that. Apple is amazing. Neo is great. Zoom starting to look pretty good here as well. Great pre-market action. OSTK starting to get going pretty wild here. You know what? After looking at this, Piton might have to take a back seat here. After going through the rest of the list, again, I want to watch at least 6, not more than that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have one extra. Let's get rid of one here. What do we don't like? Neo. App was good. Pen is still even looking at this. Pen might still be the one that needs to go. Zoom and Pen are the ones that probably got to get chopped here. And for some reason, I like Zoom better than Pen. Yeah, I do like Zoom better than Pen actually. All right, so we'll bring down Pen again. We'll keep as a top possible here. Pen, Piton, and DraftKings are both really good. But compared to this list here, I mean, they can take a backseat today. All right, let's do some levels, guys. Let's start with Tesla. Tesla this morning, high of the pre-market, 383, 388.50. So we'll keep that on there. Let's go over to the top. We have a great level over here at 428.29. Here we go. Above that, we do have another level here at 463.15. So again, some good levels towards the top here on Tesla. You can also mark this one here also. You got several days hitting this 406. So I'm going to mark that as well. I think that could be a great level to get into towards the top here. We're getting bad audio. All right, let's refresh quickly. 1 second, guys. Pardon us on YouTube for this slight delay here. We will eventually figure this out. I've been trying different things, but something's just not working with this. All right, let's do this. Let's bring over our audio again and see what happens here. All right, guys, I'm back on. Let me know if you can hear me good now. And we'll bring our screen up here for you guys as well. All right, excellent. There we go. All right, so we left off here with Tesla, guys, looking very good towards the top. We got levels 406, 428, and 463 are all great levels towards the top. And then towards the bottom, you got the previous day close. You got the lows from the last 2 trading days on here, plus a moving average coming in. So again, plenty of levels towards the bottom here on Tesla, looking very good right now. All right, let's head over to NKLA, another one that has a great pre-market action. We did mark up 38.53 earlier today. The high of the pre-market, we're looking at 43.32. So 43.32 high of the pre-market. I'm sorry, 44.32, excuse me. High of the pre-market and the low of the pre-market. So I'm going to keep this 38.53 here because even though we dipped a little bit lower than that, a couple of cents here, 40 cents or so, this 38.53 has a lot of support coming down within this consolidation over a couple of days on here. So I like that 38.53. I'm going to keep that on there because that seems to be a great level that we can see some support or resistance if we break down from this. Below that, we do have 37.07 of these 2 days here, three days actually, and then 32.20.94 all the way towards the bottom. So plenty of levels for NKLA right now. They are looking pretty good. Pre-market action looks amazing. Here is Apple. Apple high of the pre-market probably going to be broken, so I'm going to wait for that. Let's do some other levels in the meantime. We do have a level here at a 124.36, another one over all the way up here at 128.53, 134, and also 138. I definitely do like this 124 though. Look at the area of resistance we had there, and then that becomes major support for this stock. Look at the support that we're getting there off that 124. So I like that level a lot there. Let's mark the pre-market high now at a 120.64. Let's see if that's going to stick there. Again, looking really strong with very clean pre-market action this morning. Towards the bottom, highs and lows from the last 2 trading days, plus the previous day close in there as well. Got you pretty much covered on the south side. Let's look at NEO. NEO this morning has a great pre-market action, guys. Starting to get a little nice here. High of the pre-market over at 18.68. Above that, we do have 19.18. We do have 1984 and all the way up here 2101. So very clean level towards the top, guys, off this daily here. Let's see if NEO is going to be strong enough to push through this, through some of these levels we have here. But again, their pre-market action is great. Their volume is great. We'll definitely want to keep on deck here. Zoom starting to get going. High of the pre-market right now, 401.61. Above that, you do have 410.09. It's a great level here. Look at the support you got there, the resistance right to the penny, looks like, on that 410.09. Then above that, you do have 440.15. Seems to be the next level besides the major one, between the major one, 477. Obviously all the way up here. And then towards the bottom, like a lot of stocks are doing, I'm going to mark down the low of the pre-market at 382.81. But like many stocks are doing, after having a couple of down red days here in the market, they're kind of getting a little bit of a bounce here. So Zoom is getting that now, has a great pre-market action, some decent volume, and has some room to run here. So looking forward to see what that's going to do. OSTK started getting really active. I was not going to keep this one. We're starting to get some action, some good volume. Let's see how that's going to continue to develop. Right now, still not looking great, and it's a stock you want to be very careful with. And before, obviously, you want to check the spread on any stock that you trade. But this is one that you always got to make. You got to triple check the spread on this one. You know, this is not like an AMD where AMD is always going to have a beautiful spread every single time. Apple has an amazing spread every single time. I don't even check AMD's or Apple's spread. I just take the trade. But on this one here, you have to be sure that spread is looking good, because it could jump around quite a bit. 79.47 is good for the high of the pre-market. We do have 85.36 all the way up here. Great area of resistance that then later becomes support. And look at the pop, it takes off from there. And then above that, we do have another great level here at 91. 91 also showing a lot of touches at that price target as well. And then towards the bottom, your low of your pre-market pretty much covered by some of the highs and lows from the last 2 trading days and the previous day close as well. So OSTK is probably the least favorite on this list that I have. So I might move up PEN, or I think PEN might be a good one to move up. DraftKings, not so much. Yeah, PEN might be. I'm going to bring back PEN. Let's do some levels for this, because I think OSTK could be a hit or miss. High of the pre-market right now in PEN is a 62.56. We'll mark that down. And then aside from that, you really have no other levels up here, guys, right? You can't mark down this pre-market here at 61.33. But for the most part, you don't have anything until you hit 58 all the way down here. So that is PN. I'm going to have this one as a very close backup and replacement for OSTK if things don't look pretty good when we get closer to the open. All right, guys, that is what we have. Let's check out what our moderators are watching this morning. Let's start with John. So as usual, he's watching his high of day break. His top watch list for that is Zoom, Nvidia, and Apple. Mike is watching his break of high scanners. His top list right now is Apple and Piton. Tiffany is watching Apple, Tesla, NKLA, and NEO as her backup or her secondary. Peter has Apple, WKHS, Microsoft, GameStop, AMD, and NEO. And Eamon has Penn, Apple, Zoom, Piton, NEO, and NKLA. So Pretty good watch list so far. I know we're a little bit ahead of time this morning, so we'll wait a little bit, see if any of the moderators have anything else to post here. In the meantime, let's take a look at, do you guys have anything else that you like this morning that we have not mentioned? Or is there any questions you might have that we have the time to answer in the next 4 minutes or so? You keeping an eye on work? It's a good daily. Let's take a look. Work. Yeah, the daily's good on work. My issue with this one is that sometimes when you get this drop, you can have some choppiness. So let's see. But the daily does look good. It's a beautiful drop they had yesterday. So we'll see. We'll have to see it. Oh, my possibles list is way too long. Let's get rid of some of this stuff here. Let's get rid of Penn. Piton is okay. DraftKings is all right. AMD starting to break out here, so that could be good as well. Not amazing volume just yet. Nvidia is good. GameStop I'm gonna take off. I just don't like the stock. BBBY, another one that just doesn't trade very well for me. We'll take that one off. Workhorse is decent, dropping down now. That's good. ITCI. You know what? No, I'm gonna take this one off. It doesn't look great pre-market right now. So let's get rid of this one. All right, we have some more coming in here. Let's look at BA. What do we have on BA? What did BA do yesterday? I know someone mentioned BA. Oh, everything was choppy yesterday, but BA actually had a pretty nice drop yesterday. Didn't have a great pre-market action, but that's a nice drop here. Tries to get above the VWAP and drops again. I traded very well actually. So hopefully that person you kept watching that one, and you was able to take advantage of that. All right, let's see what we have here. So great questions. How good are pre-market levels versus daily levels? I think they both play a very important role. The highs and lows of the pre-market are so important. How many times have we seen when stocks lose the low of the pre-market, they or the high or they break to the high of the pre-market, how they get volume, they keep going. It's a great levels to have in the pre-market. And then your daily, obviously they're a bit stronger than your pre-market levels, right? The bigger the time frame, the stronger that level is going to be. So, for example, on the daily, if you constantly are hitting a level, that level is going to be pretty strong. Like look at this BA here, this 189 level. Look how many times we hit this thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. On different days. That's a strong level. That 189 is going to be a very strong level. If we get back up there, there's a likelihood that you're going to get an increase in volume. We're not saying it's going to reject like it has done the last 8 times. It's a possibility. But either way, you're going to have some type of action. If it breaks out, it can continue to run. And if it rejects, you're going to have the same thing that's happened in the past. We're going to get a nice rejection. So again, we're looking for that increase in volatility that you're going to get usually when you get to these levels. But your pre-market levels are very important. They are very, very important. And also, if you trade on a smaller time frame, the pre-market levels are going to be very important to you. Even not just the highs and lows, like pre-market levels overall. Let's look at Apple real quick. We got a 1 minute left here. So for example, Apple this morning, there's some pre-market levels you can mark here, right? You have this level right on here, right? So 119.47, that's the level you can have. Look at the pre-market, how many times we tested that one. Another support level coming here at 120. So if you're a very fast-paced trader, if you're a scalper, and you're trading off the 1 minute quite a bit, these levels could be very significant to you. If you're a higher time frame trader or trend trader, maybe these levels are not as important. The daily might be more important. So it also depends on your style, but we do a combination of pre-market levels, usually the highs and lows, or if we have anything in between that makes sense to put on there. If the highs and lows have a big range, there might be something in there that we can mark, or you have your daily, which are going to be very important. So aside from what we're doing here, based on your style of trading, you might find levels that are also make sense to your style that you're doing every single day. So, all right, we got some more on the watch list here. Let's take a look. We have, let's bring over our list. We have Thor. He's watching NKLA. He's watching Work, GameStop, and Neo, Apple as well. Jairus watching NKLA, OSTK, Apple, Tesla. Brian likes NKLA, Neo, Apple, PEN, N, and OSTK, and also YTEN for fun. That is a low flow stock. I think 1.8 or something. So be very careful with that one. All right, guys, that is what we have. Thank you so much, guys, for joining the pre-market show. We appreciate you guys joining us this morning. We know you have options. Hit that thumbs up if you like the content, and we will see you tomorrow at 8:30.
Got it. Take care, guys. Trade safe.